There's a whole lot going on with this sneaker today. It's the Nike Air Jordan 1 mid to my first coach, and I'm stressing that mid part because right here is the low version of this shoe, and I also know there's a high version as well out there, but the mids are what has our attention today because of the guys over at Sole Supplier. If you don't know the Sole Supplier website, it's a British-based website, and they're the first place to put a number on these guys, to put a date on it, and they're saying May the 7th, and I haven't seen a date for the lows or the highs, so we're sticking with these guys since it's the one that we can kind of semi-trust. But like, that's just one side, it's not all sides, not all social media. But May 7th, it's out there, it's the first one to come, and maybe for sure that's where it's going to be for these guys, but also maybe those lows and those highs as well. But we'll stick with those mids for this video, and we'll get into that. And there's a lot going on. There's this weird kind of 4 sections to the shoe, and then each of those 4 sections has 2 subsections. It's like, what on earth am I talking about? And then on top of that, it's a Jordan 1 mid, so there's plenty to talk about in terms of the construction, the design, and what the shoe looks like. And then, of course, that to my first coach moniker that comes in that classic, that unique hang tag on the side, and why it's a really clever piece of marketing from the Jordan line. So with all that said, that's what we're going to take a look at today as we take a look towards the upcoming release of the Nike Air Jordan 1 mid to my first coach. This is a Tokyo Bara 23 Sneaker channel. Tokyo Bara 23 Sneaker channel です。毎日アップするので毎日見てください. Every single day from Tokyo, Japan, I bring you content about upcoming sneaker releases, sneaker news, and sneaker reviews. And in the spotlight today, I'm shooting this on the 25th. It'll probably go up on 26th, 27th, maybe the 28th, and then it's dropping on the 7th. So yes, we're just where we want to be, about 10 days before the drop date, giving you guys insight on what's around the corner and hopefully helping you decide if you're going to cop or not. And these guys are a great looking shoe. I'm a fan of the Jordan 1 mids. Really, to be honest, ever since the Clots came out with a phenomenal collaboration with removable uppers that revealed the gold upper down below as a beautiful shoe, and that really caught my attention and got me looking at mids more carefully than I had done in the past. And this is the latest one to come along. Like I said, it's got some kind of really interesting 4 compartments throughout the shoe, running front to back, and then each of those compartments has 2 separate sub compartments within it. So we'll get into that, and of course the construction and design, and then that to my first coach, and why that is an absolutely genius piece of marketing from the Jordan line. So first things first, the 4 compartments. Let's go and have a look at the lateral side of this guy here, and you've got that whole shoe front to back there, and I hope it's not too hard to know what I'm explaining, especially with this right behind me here. The 4 parts we're looking at is the front on the toe in blue, and then the quarter line and into the laces in yellow, then the midfoot and into the swoosh in white, and then onto the back, the heel and the ankle unit. And I'm going for orange, okay? I know it could be going a lot of different ways, like peach or red or whatever, but basically what we've got here is a very pastel shoe, especially those blues and those oranges on there. They're not sharp popping colors, they're very sort of watered down and pastel, and that's why I'm not sure about that color on the back end. I'm going with that orange. But they're the 4 compartments that I'm talking about, and it's not too much to expect people out there to know that already. They're like, yeah, butter, I know what you're talking about, I'm with you, pal. But then when you actually look within each section, it's like, whoa, there's something interesting going on there, because they have very, I'm not even like a little, very different textures and materials within those sections, with 2 different materials and 2 different textures in each part. And what I want to really zoom in and close in on is that for this shoe. So we'll start on the toe box. It's a beautiful place to start, especially because you can really see that light blue effect. But again, it's not the colors that we're looking at, it's more the materials and the textures. So first things first, that wrap around the toe box, the overlay on there is done in a very smooth light blue, but then within that is the panel of the toe, and it's done in a sort of, it's very close to grey, but I'm sticking with my blue idea, but this time in suede. So you've already got that start off there that tells you exactly what my point is, that this section of the shoe has one base color, blue, but has 2 very different materials in leather and suede on the toe box. And then we come back from that and we get into that yellow part of the shoe, and again, very different, very similar in the yellows, basically 2 parts, the quarter line that runs vertically just at the bottom of the laces, and then the lacing system itself that runs kind of horizontally through the shoe. So they're the 2 parts we're looking at, and of course you're looking at that quarter line right now, which is probably the most eye-catching feature of the shoe that most people are kind of looking looking in on. And I'm going to go with calling it a sort of single color elephant print. I am sure there's a different way to say it, like marbled effect or something like that. But for me, I just love my threes for a start, so that makes sense. But also looking at it as a single color elephant print. Usually elephant print is two colors, like light grey and black. But in the case of these guys, it's just yellow on yellow, but a very textured feel to that quarter line. And then right beside that, giving great compliments to that, is the yellow of the lacing system. But this time we're back to a very solid yellow, and you've lost all that texture that you had in the quarter line. And that brings us to the midfoot section and the swoosh itself, which is a classic swoosh on top of a beautiful midfoot section, the shoe all done in this white. So this is the third section of the shoe that we're into. So we'll start with the midfoot itself and get zoomed in on that, and you can see it's done in tumbled leathers, one of my favorite things, the tumbled leathers. And then on top of that, you've got the swoosh, which matches the quarter line and material, that kind of elephant print design, but this time it's white on white instead of being yellow on yellow like the quarter line there. So again, very white midfoot section, but very different materials, tumbled leather, and on top of that, that textured swoosh. And then back into the final of the four compartments at the back end of the shoe, the heel and the ankle section done in that pastel orange that I was talking about. And you're repeating the materials, if not the color, from the toe, and this time it's smooth leathers, especially around the heel cup, if I remember rightly. And then you get up higher and you can see a sort of lighter shade of peach or orange on there, which represents very much the same at the front, this suede sort of feel to the back end of the shoe. So that's your four compartments with their two different materials or textures within them. And staying up there with that ankle, we might as well get into some of the design elements. This one in particular is that Wings logo done in the same color as the ankle tags on there, or tabs on there, because that's one point that can be different. You know, you could do these in white. The white Wings logo on orange would have looked great, or black on orange as well. But you know, they've gone with orange on orange, but it helps sort of keep that kind of four color compartmentalization going on. And then up onto the tongues, a quick look there, very simple, laid back, mostly white, and then you've got the Jumpman and Air up the top of there in black. So basically there's some of the design features of the shoe. And then hanging off that, the thing that I was saying about was the what I think is a great piece of marketing to my first coach, and then on the other side things says thank you, but they don't specify who that first coach is. There's nothing out there that I've seen that talks about who Jordan's first coach is, because it's not for that first coach. And I'm not going to say him, because it might have been her. So that first coach could, you know, of course, Jordan could gift these to his first coach and say thank you very much. But really what they're going for, the marketing they're going for, is that people out there will be like, oh, you know what, I remember my first coach and he left a great imprint on me, or she really inspired me, so I'm going to buy these and go back and find him or her and give them as a gift to her. So that's why it's a great marketing technique, because it's not just about Jordan heads out there looking to get their hands on these, it's also about people who want to go and give them to a second person. So there's a double layer of sales in this shoe. And speaking of layers, we might as well go down to the bottom layer of this guy and just have a quick look at the white midsole, and then flip it upside down and have a look at the white outsole, so you know exactly what you're getting for the whole shoe all the way over. Now, I said I'd do three things. I said I'd look at the textured stuff and the different materials in the four compartments. I said I'd talk to you about some of the detailing and the branding on the shoe, like the Wings logo and the tongues, and I also said about that hang tag on the side being great marketing, and we've covered all of that in this video today. So now that I've checked all that off my list, and there's a lot going on at the channel, we're just trying to keep things going and keep things ticking over. We're getting that daily content out there, and I truly appreciate people out there for watching it every single day, keeping the view count up, keeping the watch time up, and keeping those subs ticking over. We're well into the 1,900 range now, not too far away from 2,000 subs, which is going to be a great day at the channel. I look forward to reaching that milestone and other milestones with you guys out there every single day. Truly appreciate it. Can't say how much I love to see you guys commenting down below and talking about the content that I'm bringing you. And with that being said, the only thing left to do is to do what I do at the end of every single video and tell you this. And I want you to pay attention and be like, yeah, you know, it's a big deal that he does this every single day. And because he does it every single day, that means that you are guaranteed to see me tomorrow.